What's up, YouTube? This is Tony Harvin, and welcome to my YouTube channel. Do remember, if you'd like to subscribe to this channel, hit that subscribe button and also hit the notification bell right here and select all to receive all notifications upon the videos that come out on this channel. Also, my backup channel is Tony Harvin Network if you'd like to do the same. Hey, what's up, YouTube? This is Tony Harvin, and welcome to my YouTube channel. You know what I'm saying? This is Live Conversations number 219. Live Conversation number 219. Now, the topic on this one is, should Christians defend themselves physically? Physically. You know, I know we did another live the other night in reference to, should Christians listen to rap music? We're going to talk about this one upon this live conversation number 219. I'll be doing this audio, not on video today. We're going to do this audio, so shout out to everybody who comes on the live in the beginning, in the middle, and towards the end, or those who catch this on the replay. Now, that's the question. Should Christians defend themselves, man? I know it's a lot of situations that we go through on the outside circuit. Some people have some questions and things like that. So, hey, we're here to talk about it today. You understand? To get your questions answered by, either me or other people. What's up, Nigel Garrison? Hope all is well. Peace, peace, peace. Now we got a screen share of church fights and stuff like that. That's why I put that up there. Videos about certain situations that happen at certain temples and things like that. A lot of people call themselves Christians and what have you, and they state that you shouldn't be out there physically fighting or even defending yourself, man. Like, then what should a person do to those people out there? I would hope that those people who have said those things, they come back on this live on today. I would hope they're listening. I hope they catch this on a replay or something. In reference to should a Christian or should Christians? He says everyone is a Christian nowadays. He said everyone is a Christian. I mean, you hear that a lot. In some sense, you're right. You know what I'm saying? You ask this person, what's your background? What's your religion? Oh, I'm a Christian. But, are they following or do they respect the scriptures? So you're absolutely right about that, man. So in the sense of somebody like, let's just say somebody trying to harm you and your kids, somebody trying to harm you and your family, what you going to do? What would a person do as a Christian or as a so-called Christian out there? I mean, you're not just going to sit there and let somebody lay their hands on you in a physical sense. You understand that? So, what up to Craig G. Sell, aka Simply Behold? You says, hello, everyone. As long as a person don't go out looking for fights, if you had to defend yourself, so be it. Let every man be justified in his mind. So, what do you say about uh, those people who who state that you ain't even supposed to be defending yourself, even if somebody mugs you, even if somebody robs you, if you have the opportunity to at least subdue them. You got people out there that state you ain't supposed to do anything. You know what I mean? I've come across a lot of people like that. You know what I'm saying? Being that I'm in the physical fighting field and stuff like that, as far as like training and things of that nature. They think all that stuff is of the devil. You ain't supposed to defend yourself. You ain't supposed to train. You ain't supposed to do nothing at all. So you got over righteous Christians out there, for sure. So you said if you have to defend yourself, so be it. I mean, hey man, me, I'm more I'm more of a self defense man, for sure. You know what I'm saying? You got a lot of people out there that do look for fights. You know what I'm saying? They go out there looking for trouble, whether they call themselves a Christian or not. I've ran into so-called Christians, man, that's just meaner than the devil, that just look as though as they looking for some type of physical altercation. I mean, you talking about people that claim to be holy. You talk about people that claim to be in the truth, but yet they come off very confrontational, like they want to look for a physical fight. So Nigel says a lot of Christians uh, would would say would say turn the other cheek because they can't defend themselves even if they wanted to. So let's go look at that scripture. And my disclaimer is I'm not a pastor or preacher, so don't even think that we're just going on talking about this topic to all those over righteous Christians out there. It says turn the other cheek. Let's go to that scripture right now, man. Let's see. All right, let's go check that out. I just want to go check that out right quick, as you mentioned, which is in Matthew chapter 5, verse 39. It says, "But I say unto you that ye resist not evil, but whosoever shall smite thee on thy right cheek, turn to him the other also." So a lot of Christians, so-called Christians, they do go to that right there. So you're absolutely right, you know. But push come to shove, man. If you gotta defend yourself, man, and especially a life or death situation, man. Listen, I'm all for that, man. I'm not gonna sit here and let somebody just pound on me for no reason, you know. Um, Craig says, so have I, uh, but those same people are hypocritical in other ways. You're right. You're absolutely right. You know what I'm saying? Those so-called Christians may say, "Ah, that's the devil." Even if you gotta defend yourself, but yet they smoking a cigarette, but yet they smoking weed, yet they in the strip clubs and stuff like that. So I understand that. What up to Mrs. O? He says, greetings, Mr. Tony and everyone. Greetings to you too, as we discuss this situation about self-defense. You know what I'm saying? Let's go check out another video. All right, go check out Gino in reference to physical fighting or the situation where someone wanted to kill him. Let's go check that out. All right. So I did a reaction video. I believe it says 3 days ago on physical fighting. That has some type of dealings with self defense and whatnot that Gino was teaching on. I got that video on Tony Harvin TV also, physical fighting. So if you haven't checked that video out, go to Tony Harvin TV YouTube channel. He says, I pray that God protect me from the hands of the enemy, and I haven't had to put my hands on anyone. He said in 2 days. In 2 days. And these days, man, when you putting out the truth, when you speaking truth, man, especially if you outside, man, you know what I mean? Especially if you are around an area of certain Hebrew Israelites, man, certain religions that try to cram religion in your face. And if you don't want to hear it, then they want to try to, uh, go into a verbal confrontation. Some of them may try to get physical with you, you know. Let's go to these GMS Israelites. I'm hoping that the videos are still up there of how they knocked a woman down. You know what I'm saying? In a situation like that, what would you do as a Christian? If you got, you know, a religious group like that, you know what I mean, heckling you, and they know you're a Christian. They know you go to church. They're trying to get physical with you and things like that. What would you do? In a situation like that. Let's just see if we can find some videos on the Hebrew Israelites. Uh, and I know all camps are not the same. You know what I'm saying? I do know that, but I do know that GMS camp, they can get physical with people out there. You know what I'm saying? It says one arrested, two injured in a Times Square brawl. Wow, that's some crazy stuff right there. All right, he says, I understand I was assaulted and stalked by my near friend ex-boyfriend. So Mrs. O said, you said you were stalked by your friend ex-boyfriend. Wow. I mean, in a situation like that, man, listen, somebody listen, somebody stalk my daughters or anything like that, man, and I catch it. I'm telling you, I'm not all the way there, man. I'm not. See, I'm honest to say that. A lot of people are not honest with themselves. Stating that they got certain situations they not all the way there, and what I mean, really defending myself and with family members stuff like that. I ain't all the way there, man. I'm not gonna sit here in a situation and you trying to defend yourself and you quoting scripture. No, you know what I'm saying? We're gonna have to get down with the get down, especially these people on here, man, on YouTube. I mean, it's a certain time to people gonna say what they're gonna say, but some people take it overboard. A lot of people who claim to be Christians and stuff like that, they take it overboard. They want to spew out racist remarks. They want to spew out this. They want to spew out that. You know what I'm saying? Over the internet. You know what I mean? And they're supposed to be so-called Christians. Now, how can you deal with stuff like that? It's tough. If you can't deal with it over the internet, how are you going to deal with it in person? But in a sense, it's like I'm glad they're saying these things over the internet versus in person. You know what I'm saying? What up, nurse? What up, Hope all is well? Hope all is well. So to the stalking part, you got a lot of people who stalk females. Some females stalk men and some men stalk men, but in a sense, you got a lot of men, you know what I'm saying, who stalk females over the internet or just in general, man. You know what I'm saying? What can a Christian woman do about that? What can a Christian woman do about somebody in the church saying certain remarks at work, sexual harassing, and things like that? And yeah, you could go to the authorities, you could tell your boss or whatever, but sometimes that stuff don't work out. You know what I mean? And then the man moves in as far as like, fulfilling his, wicked plots and things like that. In situations like that when a man is trying to rape a woman, and then you got these so-called Christians talk about don't do nothing. So what's the woman supposed to do? Sit there and get raped? You know what I mean? Sit there and get mugged? No way. You know what I'm saying? Fight back. Get him off you. You know what I mean? Try to subdue that man. And you got some so-called some Christians, they packing now. You know what I'm saying? They packing 45s, and, you know what I'm saying, Glock 19s and rifles and shotguns and small guns and things like that. You know what I'm saying? So people are really fed up with the nonsense. You know what I'm saying? You can't even walk into Walmart without even thinking about somebody shooting up the place. A female can't even walk on a trail on a track field or something like that without a man trying to harass her, trying to talk to her. You know what I'm saying? And spewing out, sexual remarks and things like that. You know what I'm saying? It happens all the time. Even in the church, a woman, she's not gonna feel comfortable. You know what I'm saying? In general, if a woman, she just want to go out and take out a power walk. You know what I'm saying? Or on at the park or in the church. Listen, some women, it doesn't matter what type of clothing they wear. It could be modest. It could cover them. They just have the curves that just show. You know what I'm saying? It's just there. As a man, you gotta respect that. You know what I'm saying? As a man, you gotta respect that woman. Especially, well, she has a husband. I will hope he's a firm guy to stand up for his wife. You understand? I've been in a church before some years back. I mean, it was a pastor and his wife, she had it. You know what I mean? She had the full package, smart, beautiful, nice figure and everything. You understand? But it's a difference between, okay, she's nice looking, keep it moving. Simple as that. Not she's nice looking, I'm trying to get with that. You had a so-called church member trying to get with this man's wife in the church. How are you trying to get with one of the pastors' wife in the church? You know what I'm saying? And it happens all the time. It happens a lot. I don't care what church organization and stuff like that you in. It happens. You know what I'm saying? Men inbox women. on Facebook, Instagram, you know what I'm saying? TikTok, whatever. I don't have TikTok. I don't know how that works, but that's a social media platform. Men in churches. I don't care what church it is. It could be Baptist, Holiness, Pentecostal. It don't matter. You know what I'm saying? A lot of men, they cannot keep their, you know what I'm saying, in their pants. I put out the video a long time ago. I think it's on Tony Harvin TV. Gina was talking about men control your lower head. So when you make a woman feel uncomfortable and stuff like that, man, you know, she can get in a defense mode now, you know, because she don't know the next move of that man. Doesn't matter if he's in church. You know what I'm saying? Don't matter, you know. You said I agree, Tony. Hopefully the women get brought up with someone of God to help with discernment. Absolutely. And the sad thing is, when a man sees a woman that she is married to a man of God, and listen, not just because a guy go to church and stuff like that, don't make him soft. Let's get that clear to those out there. You know what I'm saying? Not at all. You know what I mean? So when a man sees a woman that's attractive, she's beautiful and stuff like that, you're still gonna have men out there looking. You know what I'm saying? Going to her Facebook page, just looking, just awaiting, just to see if they break up or have any type of issues. That way, he'll try to seep in and things like that. How I know? Because people come to me often with these stories and stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? I'm not a kiss and tell type of person to say, okay, such and such said this, I'm gonna bring it to that person. No, you understand that? All right, all right. What's up, Gin Juice? You said put your hands on me or my loved ones, and I'll send you a first class trip to the resurrection. You funny man. What up, scriptural truth? Hmm. Spiritually discerned says some people are crazy as well. My friend told me while he was sitting down eating, a guy just punched him in the back of the head for no reason. Oof. In a situation like that, mm, mm, mm. Wow, man, wow, and stuff like that do happen, you know. Places like, and I'm not, you know, I mean, pointing the fingers at no city or nothing like that, but when you go to New York City, Times Square, you got, you know, people with mental issues, or Newark, New Jersey, just out there, you know, exposing themselves, uh, cursing at people and stuff like that. And you may have people just have mistaken identity, not that it's right, you know what I'm saying? It's still wrong. It doesn't matter if it's the right person or the wrong person. Or people out there just with mental issues that just go up to people and just hit them. You know what I'm saying? Listen, in a situation like that, oh man, I'm sorry. That person's gonna get the business. You understand? It's the straight up the business. You know, all right. And I've heard of situations like that. I seen a situation like that before, kind of. You know, so I was on this bus a long time ago. This is before the Trooper Guard and stuff like that. I think this was about 2012. I'm on a public transportation bus, and you know, I'm just chilling in Jersey City, and you know, a man just came on a bus and just, you know, cold cocked this girl in her face and whatnot. You know what I'm saying? Just came on the bus from the front, came to the back, and just decked her. You know what I mean? I mean, stuff like stuff like that do happen, man. It just happens. You know. Mrs. O said, "I'm from Detroit." Shout out to Detroit. Mrs. O said, I walk all the time. That's what's up. And you know what? When a woman walks and stuff like that, you know, I would recommend daylight. I would recommend in a public setting where there's a lot of people and stuff like that, or some people at least, you know. Spiritually discerned said, that's messed up. Oh, yeah. Seen it. Yep. Just decked her right in the face. Jude says, good evening to all. Good evening to you too, for sure. Hope all is well. We just here talking about, should Christians protect themselves, or should Christians defend themselves in a physical manner? You know, if something happens, because I've came across so-called Christians who stated that you ain't supposed to defend yourself physically if something happened. You know, they just want you to just sit there and get pulverized, and that's it. You know what I mean? All right, what up, Beamsu K? You says, TH, God bless. I serve the Lord, but at the same time, I ain't soft too when it comes to situations, but I try to avoid most. And Jen Juice, you said, Greg, I'm saved, but I'm no punk. God is still working on me. Even Simon Peter defended Jesus with those hands, aka cut the soldier's ear off when they came to attack and arrest Jesus. He says, Philly, I'm sure you guys know you always have to be on the lookout. People were doing the knockout game and stuff. I remember that game, the knockout game when I was young. You know what I'm saying? Friends I know, they used to go out there and do it and whatnot. Go to an area in Jersey City. Where they used to go Grove Street downtown. Where all the doctors and the lawyers and the business people are at and stuff like that. They would just go down there and just plot on a person and just straight up knock them out or hit them, see if they can knock them out and things like that. That's the areas they would go to. You understand? But the knockout game, people still playing that. You know what I mean? I think I heard of a situation where as though somebody tried to play the knockout game on this guy, but guess what? He was strapped. He was strapped. You understand? Now, let me see if I can find that story on here, man. Knockout game. Let me see if I can find that story. That was a while back though. Knockout game. Um, man, shoots. Let's just see if we can find that on here. All right. Is this it right there? Okay. Let's just see if we can find that. All right. Okay. Is this the story right here? Team playing knockout game shot twice by intended victim. This might be it. Is it? This is back. This is years back. So a lot of these situations right here, it has led a lot of them teens to be shot, and some of them killed. You know what I'm saying? So he was shot twice by the victim, and then he was arrested. You understand? So he was shot twice and then arrested. You know what I mean? So at the end of the day, he's the loser in this one, or was the loser in that situation. So yeah, people still playing that, man, in these days. The knockout game. They don't learn or haven't learned their lesson for sure. Spiritually discerned says you'll mess around and get shot during that game. Absolutely. Honeybee says hello. Yes, I advocate self defense. You know what? You said somebody breaks into my house with a gun and I'm supposed to start reciting the Lord's Prayer. Nah, fam, you're leaving my house in a Gen Juice. And you know what? That's what a lot of these so-called Christians say. You know what I'm saying? And I've seen it, man. And I'm pretty sure if you've been on these live conversations, man, when I talk about physical fighting and stuff like that and defending yourself, you have seen some of these so-called Christians like that. You know what I mean? You have seen that. Whereas though they said, you know what, you ain't supposed to do that. You ain't supposed to defend yourself or nothing. Just sit there and what I mean, trust in the Lord and all all this other stuff, man. Oh man, while they reciting scriptures and whatnot, that man or that perpetrator gonna be knocking them in the head, man, for sure. All right, back to the basics. What's up? What's up? What's up? You know what I mean? You know what I'm saying? So let's check out. Let's check out. Let's see if we can find out knockout game code on video, man. Let's just see if we can check this out on here. Mm. So I don't want. I don't want to. It says Baltimore version of the knockout game. All right. You can't play this video. Whoop. Let me see. So this is back in 2013. I don't want to put none of this stuff on here. You know what I'm saying? Let's see if we could play this. All right. Cell phone radio release knockout game. Well, they called it a new trend back in 2013, you know. But
Recordings just got better. Hey, it's Dana from StreamYard. I'm so excited to announce that local recordings are
my mistake
now
right there.
available on StreamYard.
What's going on? All right. Beams to case says one thing I learned in life: everyone has a line that you don't cross. There, you're right about that. You're absolutely right. You know what I'm saying? You don't cross certain lines at all. Let's just see this right here. So this is the knockout game. They're showing it. I believe this one. I believe this one right here. I remember this one. I think this one might be in Philadelphia. I think this one might be in Philly. I remember from a long time ago, and the guy was a teacher. I think that was it right there. So let's just see something. So as the man was walking forward, they punched him right in the face, and he just went down and hit his head on the ground like that. You know what I'm saying? So as y'all can see that now, if a Christian, a so-called Christian, gets hit like that and doesn't get, knocked out and stuff like that and things of that nature, you know what I mean? You're not just gonna sit there. You're not. Trust me, you're not gonna sit there. I don't care how much Holy Ghost you say you have, how much you've been baptized, how much you follow a true man of God and stuff like that. Listen, you ain't gonna sit there. Let's just keep it real. You know what I'm saying? If somebody hit you that way, you know, somebody hit you in that manner, just like that. You know what I'm saying? Oh, that's Baltimore. My fault. It's stating that that's Baltimore. So let's just see. Wow. Let's see if we can find some more of them knockout videos. All right. Wow. All right. Let's just see. Let's just see. Boom. So that was a right. So let's just see. Let's just see once again. See me. I like to study the movement of when I watch videos like this. So he basically timed the guy. You know, I don't know why he lifted his left leg up, throwing that punch. You know what I'm saying? All right. I'm always aware also when I'm walking. So he caught him right in the chin off the right hand, you know. Okay. Um, Craig says, yeah, we're supposed to know how to defend ourselves. That's a must. Jude says, how are they going to tell us not to defend ourselves? Nurse says, I had to quit Charles because of bullying and people knowing I am only going to cry and not say anything. I have to cut the restraints for the next job. Understandable. Honeybee says, utilize everything to make it out alive. He said, utilize everything. You got that right, for sure. Let's see if we can find any more of those knockout videos and things like that, you know. Let's just go check them out. All right. Knockout game. I'll type that in right quick. Let's just see. All right. I don't really want to play it because of copyrights and stuff like that. All right. He says another friend of mine thought these guys was playing when they told him, "Give me your phone," and he didn't take them seriously, and he turned his back to them and said he woke up on the ground. Wow, that's crazy. Wow, that's crazy. That's real crazy. So you got some rabbi trying to show CNN knockout game defense. Man, I'm not gonna play that, man. I ain't gonna play that. So they was warning people about 5 years ago about the knockout game or whatever. Let's just see this. Boom. All right. Play that one more time. Play that one more time. All right. Wow. That look personal, man. That don't look like a knockout game right there. That look personal right there. Honestly. Yeah, that looked personal. Yeah, because he stood over him like that. That looked personal right there. You know what I'm saying? All right. um. Hmm. Let me read some more of these comments. My fault. You said situational awareness is key. Situational awareness. Right. You says what is wrong with people? What cowards? Yep. I mean, even whether it's a knockout game or not, you know what I'm saying? That was crazy. You know what I'm saying? That was crazy right there. You know. He loaded up. You know what? It was a situation like 2000. I think it was 2003. Something like that, kind of similar, happened to me. You know, similar, but I ain't getting knocked out or nothing like that, man. You know what I'm saying? With me, I'm immune to hits, so it was kind of just like that, right from the back on my ear. It hits to me, I'm immune to that stuff. But this right here, yeah, that was a coward move right there for sure. Spiritually discerned says, and crazy things was right at his front gate in front of his house. Wow, wow. So to those so-called Christians out there who state that, you know, um, we shouldn't defend ourselves in certain situations, um, you don't know until you put in that situation. Until you're put in a situation like that, you know, when somebody wants to cause harm towards you, and stuff like that, and things of that nature, you don't know. So this says right here, it says knockout game suspect mentally unstable. Mother says, yeah, right. Look at it. Now mommy trying to take up for her son. You know what I'm saying? In this situation right here, in this YouTube video, knockout game suspect mentally unstable. Mother says, yeah, okay, yeah, right. I don't believe that. I don't believe that at all. He says, spiritually, let me pause that right quick. Spiritually, Truth TV says, I think we throwing hands even if we striving to live right. Oh, yeah, absolutely. You know what I'm saying? Definitely, man. I'm not going to sit here and let somebody put their hands on me, man. No way. You know what I mean? So here was another situation right here. All right. Now, on my other YouTube channel, Tony Harvin Network, I interviewed McCoy Zilla Clark. Let's see if we can find him. McCoy Clark. All right. So, McCoy Zilla Clark, professional boxer, New Jersey teacher. Um, you know, Boy can rumble, man. Spar with the guy, heavyweight, pack a mean punch. You know what I'm saying? All right. So he's a teacher. All right, New Jersey, also a professional fighter. So we're gonna go to a video right here, where as though a student. Now this is something different right here, man. Now you a person striving for God, you're a Christian, you know what I'm saying? Now you got a student attacking you right there. So the student pushed the teacher down. Listen, why would you turn your back? Number one, in the defense, if you have a confrontation with somebody, listen, do not turn your back. All right, don't turn your back. You know, that was her first mistake, but she probably is not a fighter. All right. Genju says, I saw this white YouTuber pranking a black dude in the hood by calling him some names, and he got clapped for. This guy is now in the morgue. I watched I forgot those two pranking guys, but we're gonna go to that too. So here's though, you have a student, and I'm not gonna play the whole video, man, due to copyright purposes and stuff like that. So the student pushed the teacher down, and he started pulverizing the teacher, started beating on her, punching her, and stuff like that right there. So she was knocked out from the push. Now, no disrespect to that teacher. I mean, you got to be weak to be knocked out from a push like that. You know what I'm saying? So, pushed her down, start kicking her, and start punching her, man. Listen, if you're a Christian, man, you actually gonna sit there and let somebody beat on you like that? Really? I don't care if I'm a teacher. You know what I'm saying? We getting it in. You know, he said another YouTuber prankster was shot in the stomach 7 days ago. Play stupid games, win stupid prizes. You're right. So the student was beating on the teacher, and look at this lady right here. She just watching. She just watching and walk away. The lady in the black. Wow. Wow. She just walked away. Look at this lady in the black. She see that, right? She see that happen. Boom. And she just keep walking and keep walking. You know what I'm saying? And you got people out here these days, man. They see you getting pulverized. They see you getting beat up and whatnot. And a lot of people will pull out a camera phone on you, man. A lot of people will pull out a camera phone on you, man, just to get likes and views and stuff like that. All right. So let's go here. So top-notch idiots. These are prankers. All right. So I think this was you were talking about with these prankers in general. I don't think you was really talking about these ones, but I think I heard about the situation you're talking about. You know, Craig yourself brought it up. If you go out looking for fights and stuff like that, man, you're gonna get it. So you got prankers out here, man. They doing anything for views, man, putting their life on the line just to get views, going into people's neighborhoods and doing stupid things, just to get views and thinking it's funny. You know what I mean? I don't laugh at what they're doing. I laugh at them. You know what I'm saying? Because the type of sacrifice they would take and trying to prank people like this. Back in the day, we didn't prank like this. You know what I'm saying? We didn't prank like that. All right. Simply Behold says, man, it's a wicked spirit and people all the world that brings this on spirit of hate. God didn't save David to be a punk. Why should we be angry but sin not? What is that? Pesler? Honeybee says she folded. Listen, I don't mean to laugh at the poor teacher and stuff like that. I don't mean to laugh at it. You know what I mean? You know, I really don't mean to laugh at situations like that. You know, but it's a crazy situation. All right. Spiritually discerned says, yeah, that guy you showing be pranking real game bangers. Yep. Top notch idiots. He do, but you gotta be careful, man, with that. You're going out going to people's neighborhoods and hoods and stuff like that, pranking people just to get views and whatnot. You know what I'm saying? I mean, me personally, man, I wouldn't. I'm not gonna fight and everything, but I'm not gonna sit here and do something like that just to get views and what have you. No way. That's not me. You know. All right. Man, vain attention seeking. He says, man, vain attention seeking people foolishness. And you know what? I don't listen. The people who defending themselves against these pranksters and whatnot, they don't know, man. You understand? So guess what? They're gonna defend themselves in any type of situation, just like this one. At the top, I'm not gonna play the video, like I said, due to copyrights and stuff like that. You know what I mean? I'm not gonna play it in a full hold. All right. So once again, man, crazy situation. Selena, he says, I only turn the other cheek to my brother, not a stranger. Okay. Jew says when they get shot, don't be shocked. Honeybee says pregnant is bad for your health. They're gonna learn today. I mean, a lot of these YouTube prankers or pranksters or whatever, man. Um, some of them get shot, stabbed, beat up, and stuff like that. The sad thing is, those who survive, they come back and still doing these videos, man. They still coming back and doing these videos. You know what I'm saying? Which is crazy. All right. So let's go to more situations. Let's just see. Church fights. Let's type that in. Church fights. Let's see if we can find something. All right. Let's see. It says fight in church. Church fight and backstory to this. I don't want to play that. So there's a lot of fights that happen in church. A lot of arguments and things like that that could happen right in a church. You know what I'm saying? So you gotta say about that situation. I mean, it's supposed to be a house of the Lord. You know, everybody ain't gonna be peaceful. Some people are jealous of one another and things like that. Arguments come into play, and guess what? You know what I'm saying? People get heated, yelling and stuff like that, fussing. I've seen it before. I've experienced this before. You know what I'm saying? In the sanctuary. You know what I mean? Where people going at it and want to get down with the get down. You know? What up, Brandon says vessels of destruction. Vessels of destruction. Spiritually discerned says they risk a lot for views. And yes, they do. You know, they really do. Some people put their lives at risk just for views. I remember, I believe it was this Chinese YouTuber. And let's see if we can find him. All right, let's see if we can find him. YouTuber dies off building. Since we're talking about attention. So this famous YouTuber, Chinese YouTuber, he used to go into the buildings and he used to do like, I don't know, pull-ups. So he would sneak on these high-rise buildings right here. You know what I'm saying? And he would have his camera on another building, I guess, and record themselves. And you know what? Honestly, he could have video shot him doing this. He didn't really have to do it in reality. You know what I'm saying? It ain't worth that. So he would go into these buildings and he would do push-ups or whatever, pull-ups, beg your pardon, onto these buildings and stuff like that, just to get views and fame. So I seen the actual video a long time ago, whereas though his last draw was he went onto the slippery building and he slipped off and he died. You understand? So Genju says, I saw a recent video of a white Korean who spat at a black woman and got the best beat down I ever seen in my life. Said sis wasn't playing. Kareem was better than I apologize like a little puppy. I mean, it all boils down to wickedness and pride, thinking, oh, we the baddest. What wimps? Craig Giselle says, Honeybee says, spitting on people is gross. Karina got. I apologize for that one right there. Let's go back to the videos. Let's go look at the Karinas. Karina, or Karen, or whatever they want to call it. You know. All right. So, as a Christian, right? You're a Christian. You're in the store. You're driving. You wherever you at, and then you got people out there like that who just comes up into your business and say, you ain't supposed to be parking here. You ain't supposed to be parking like that. You ain't supposed to be doing this. You ain't supposed to be putting trash on outside like this. You ain't supposed to have the garbage can 1 inch, past the grass and stuff like that. You got people out there like that, man. They're yelling at you, they spitting on you and cursing at you. And what you going to do? You know what I'm saying? What are you going to do? Chanson says, be English and not, if I have to protect myself or my family, God set the man to be the protector of his home. I try my best not to kill you, but it's either you or mine. That's a deep one right there, for sure. That is a deep one, for sure, man. We're gonna end this live, man. I just wanted to touch on this. Should Christians defend themselves, man? A lot of people, on here are for defending themselves, man. A lot of people on here are for defending themselves. I was looking for those people who spoke against it on the other live or whatever the case may be. But hey, it is what it is. I'm Tony Harvin. I hope everybody have a wonderful day today. As I sign off, I don't know if it's going to be a biblical discussion tonight, but in general, I hope everybody have a wonderful night, a blessed night. Thanks for tuning in to this live once again. In general, I'm Tony Harvin. I'm signing off. I'm out. Peace. Hey, what's up, YouTube? This is Tony Harvin, and welcome to my YouTube channel. Do remember, if you'd like to subscribe to this channel, hit that subscribe button and also hit the notification bell right here and select all to receive all notifications upon the videos that come out on this channel. Also, my backup channel is Tony Harvin Network if you'd like to do the same.